Welcome everybody, this is the Millions North America main event. We are on day 3 and of course we are at the Playground Poker Club. The bubble burst a little while ago and quickly we've lost another 20 players on top. 42 remain from the 521 who began this tournament. Plan is to play 8 levels today. Give you an idea here of every player still in the tournament. I can tell you with 42 players left, Daniel Nielsen makes his way to the rail. He'll pick up $25,000, that's what the guaranteed payout is currently. As I alluded to yesterday, I know there's been a lot of side action going on in this tournament. Timex cross-booking himself, or offering to cross-book himself against anyone, and lots of people bet on other players. And I do gather things are looking pretty rosy for Timex now. It's not only does he have the chip lead, but as I gather, a few players chose Manig as their man against Timex. So a spike in that jack doubly important. He's defended this ace-6, flopped a pair on 996, checked it on over to Olivia, who has decided to fire a c-bet. Has the queen of spades and some good cards that can bring straight draws on the turn. Electing to go barreling here. 725 the bet, Mike with an easy call holding the ace of spades and a 6. 3 million chips in the pot. Of course, unfortunately for him, Mike has that flush draw covered. No way Timex is going anywhere here.
That is 1.4 million.
Yeah, he's gone just under half the pot. Looking for any kind of live tell there. A little balance in using a time card in this spot. I think this is a spot he's always calling. Those do get reset the last 24. The time cards. Well, queen on the end. Olivia rivers the best of it. Mike checks. I like the check back. And he's going to win this pot at showdown. Pretty bad beat that there for Timex, having the spades covered. He's got a healthy sizing, nearly 4x out of position. It's the place people find the least amount of 3-bet bluffs. It's much harder to construct a range. For that reason, he proceeds with a bit of caution. Do anything crazy pre and queen 8-3 rainbow.
That's 1.650.
Yeah, 1.65 bet. This will be met with a call here from the tens. Is kind of 9s, 10s, jacks, ace, king, king, queen, maybe some queen jack suited. Does decide to move all in. Which if you're going to bet this card, is the sizing to go with. Of course, doesn't block any of those flush draws. Hands like ace deuce, ace 5 of spades, they're credible hands that may have elected to 3-bet pre. Fired out on flop and turn. Well, like I say, the standard line would be to peel those hands pre. Very difficult playing against big blind 3-bets. Centurion has, I think, misclick raised here. I actually missed that myself. I assume he put the wrong chips in, is meant to call and was inadvertently 3-bet. Which makes this a fun spot for Olivier. And that is what he's going to do. He's gone pretty small, 2 minutes. I think going a little larger here would be better, but it's giving the opponent 3-1 on the call. And does proceed with ace-8 of clubs. This pot's way out of control. Jack 10-7, 2 spades and a club. This is definitely Centurion's flop over Olivier's. This pre-flop action. Does go check, check. 3 on the turn. The turn follows the same action again. Pretty much expected here. Ace on the river. Well, this is actually a card that Olivier may decide to bluff. But he's happy to check it back. Centurion's ace wins the pot. Well, definitely a bizarre hand to kick things off with here on day 3. Again, I like Olivier going for the 4-bet pre, but you can go a bit bigger there. Just give such a good price to the peel. Side under the gun, opening 9s. Yoni with 9s himself in the small one. Well, a short moment ago the graphic had him having less chips, but that looks correct now because he does have a stack of those white 500Ks. Yeah, so Yoni's stack on the graphic before was incorrect. The last hand. Yeah, peels ace deuce diamonds from the big after Yoni peels this small. Both players check it to Saeed, who has the same hands as Yoni, pair of 9s on Jack 6 deuce. Wow, he gives it up. All right. So you're getting a lot of respect here. Olivier going to appear with bottom pair. It's a slightly different proposition. Of course, has more outs to improve for his beat than Yoni did with his 9s. Olivier checks again. And looks like Saeed is cutting out chips. 1.1 will knock out Olivier. Bryn looks ace 3 in the big against the 19 big blind open. Well, he does decide just to rip it in. See a profitable play against a late position open. Well, we have 10-9 in against kings, 10 in a window. No improvement past that just yet. There it is. Never one to disappoint. Comes in for a 3-bet and very big sizing, 2.1. He's 4xing it. And this, because they're so deep, 60 bigs effective in this hand. This is one of these funny old school spots where play against Centurion you could consider getting ace queen off in, and that's where he's done it with a 4-bet jam. Does just rip it in. 60 bigs, feels grim. But against Centurion, well, There we go. It's still Timex leading the way. Just over 100 big blinds for him. Ben on 70 odd then. Centurion, Bryn, Jose and Yoni all about the same. It's going to feel like he's getting picked on here. He's actually just run into it 3 times in a row.
1.875.
He hasn't done anything wrong. All the hands he's raised are definitely hands you're supposed to raise.
Call.
Well, he's gone for the cold call. Timex ace-2 suited in the small. He can't play this. Hosu now getting a pretty nice price to appear with King Jack suited. So we do have a 3-way 3-bet pot. 6 million chips to fight over. Queen 9-3, 2 hearts. Everyone misses. And I'd say Saeed has the sort of strongest range here, having cold called a 3-bet. Could even be trapping aces and kings. Checks through and a club on the turn. Now let's see, this should be able to... Well, King Jack of diamonds. Like gut shot. Yoni folds, but now Saeed has the best hand in the pot. And of course won't be folding his nut flush draw. What? That is a little odd. Okay, another all-in showdown on the floor. Looks like a Queens versus Jacks situation. And Brennan Shields is departing in 37th place, picking up 25,000. Josh K, the man. Well, Bryn's new table. Some action going on. It's like a river shoving. Wow. Can't see who this is, but they don't have a lot of chips back for the size of the pot. Flush draw on the flop, completed on the turn. And it's a call. Flush will do it against top 2. Wow, huge flop there. Ace Queen 9, 2 clubs. Jack 10 of clubs against Ace Queen. Michael Farrow leaving in 35th. And that is a lot of chips.
It's just so dark inside, you know. That's what I'm thinking.
So that's Kevin Rebishow there, with what looked like over 40 million in chips, just to the left of Didi and Bryn. So on the button, 8s. Raising it up, 675 to play. Yoni with ace-6 suited in the small, playing 30 big blinds. Definitely raise or call here. Well, he's definitely raising. He's gone all in. And I think this is a spot where Hosey just has to call. Remember, we're in the money. It's pretty flat. And there it is. Does make the call. Yoni hating it, because ace-6 of clubs is never in good shape here. Ace in the window, 2 clubs behind it. Well, it was bad and it got worse. Jose with just the 1 out needs to find the 8 of hearts. Not to be. Yoni, ace is up. More action. Looks like Lucas Braga all in with threes against the sevens of Francois Bellard. Jack 5 deuce.
Jack 9. But I know, but like...
And the sevens do hold. That is the end of Braga. Saeed on the button, Queen 9 of hearts, 700,000 to play.
Call 7.
Mike flats the small with threes. Ben squeezing up from the big. 4.5x with his ace 10 of hearts. Timex in the tank over this one. Considering the 4-bet. Thing is, he doesn't have a lot of strong hands here, having flat against the 30 big open from the button. Well, he does decide to move it all in. And, well, Ben shrugs. But he may have to call this. I mean, Timex just doesn't have many big hands when he flats the small against a 30 big blind open. No, there we go. Ben feels he has to make the call. Oh, Timex says good call. He knows.
Pardon me? I didn't want to flip. Yeah, no.
He was hoping Ben had one of his garbage hands. Ace on the flop. Things looking good for Ben.
Now it's like a flip.
4 on the turn. Timex needs a 3. But it's not. It is a 6. Timex down to just 8.6 million. Ben up to 35 million in chips. Queens against 8-9 of diamonds. Queen on the flop. Seals it by the turn. So that's a double up. It looks like. It looks like it's Pesh doubling up through Sam Grafton. Oh, Sam left with shrapnel. And here we have Ben c-betting ace, queen, 10, queen, jack. Hosu going to call with his 10. Let's go check, check. And is that a king I see in the river? It is. Ben improves to a straight. Hosu with trip 10s. I think despite there being a one card straight available, this is still a pretty clear bet for him.
850.
850 the number, and it's just 2 million more behind.
Raise.
Here's the jam, and here comes a little puke.
7 million. Time extension.
There we go. Does get out of there. Ben up to 37. Cannot fold declared. Philippe Pinto with ace king of clubs. Definitely can't be folding that. It looks like it's Maxime Choran with ace queen in need of a lot of help here. He picks up backdoor diamonds. Some chop chances. 8 on the river. Ace king holds up. That is the end of Maxime. 29th place, $30,000. Back at the feature. Yoni firing out a c-bet on a king 8 4 board against a big blind peel. It's pretty standard stuff here. Right, he is going for it.
1,050,000.
It's going to work here, but I don't particularly like this play. I just don't think he has any hands that are going to check raise this flop. I think he'd always check call this flop. It does work in this instance, but not a fan of that one. Alright, well there you go. Clock in the top left corner shows you that we are on the dinner break. When we return, we'll be playing 175k, 350k. And Ben Heath will have just shy of 100 big blinds. Yoni over 80. Everyone else a fair bit shorter. Josh and Centurion in the 30s.
Heads up.
5, 3, 3, 2 diamonds.
Check.
Yoni checks.
Check.
Ben going to check back aces with the nut diamond on this flop. Flop that obviously favours the big.
That's 1.1 million.
And Yoni betting 1.1. Alright, here we go.
Oh.
Jack on the river. Value range, or whether he's going to go bigger, lean towards more 3x and flushes, but he's gone the former. He's betting a sizing that could easily be a 5.
Oh.
Cool and win. Ben up to just short of 40 million. Yoni down to 25.
Excuse me. What's that?
Oh.
And he gets snapped by Timex in the big, who wakes up with kings. 2 unders to the kings. 9 in the window. Queen, queen, 9. Wow. As flops go, that's a pretty good one. And another 9 for good measure on the river. Timex down to just 5 big blinds.
Open up, please.
Here we go.
Tens. Sevens.
It looked like that was Orpen throwing those 7s in. So Orpen at risk with 7s against 10s here.
Watch out.
Ace 9 3. That's 6 on the turn. Just a 7 will do it for Orpen. Not to be.
Tens.
He is counting it down, but does look like it is Orpen out in 26th place. We are now just 1 away. Turin raising +1. Yoni 3 went the cut off 10-7 of clubs. And Centurion with ace queen on. He's going to find the jam here. No way. Wow, Centurion continues to surprise us. And I said it last night. He plays pretty absurd, but he plays pretty absurd when he's the one doing the front running. He doesn't like playing in pots where someone else shows a lot of aggression. Here is the hand then. Ace King, it appears, will be holding against Queen 8 despite the Queen 8 turning out. Pardon me. Queen 8 does win. Okay, he is left in with just a few chips. Well, there we go. There is the man who's busted out. Maurice Hawkins departing in 25th place. Will give us look like he was the man, but it's Maurice Hawkins who is going to bust out. So Maurice walking out here with 30 grand as well. Well, these guys are going to go on a very quick break as we do the redraw. And this is how things look on our new feature table. Kevin Ravichow with over 40 million in chips. Armin Razy just behind him on 36.5. And I do gather I did a little wander in the room in the break, and I
20 million.
Yoni finds King 3 in the big blind. Peels and flops top pair on King 6-8. That's 1.35. And might be one of the hands Santiago has to let go of. Does do just that. There we go. Timex still wondering if he's right with his jam with Queen 9 of spades. What a table this is. Timex, Ben, Pesh, Didi. I mean, all the tables are going to be tough at this point.
Cool. 25. $8.25. Heads up, guys. Check.
Josu flopping top 2 from the big blind. Yoni with top pair and a gutter. I think this could easily go in here on the flop. Oh, 2 bets go on the flop at least. Yoni's going to c-bet this. Josu's going to check raise. Maybe not. Josu just going with the check call. Going to slow play the top 2. Hoping to see a low card here. Ace is going to change things here. I think Yoni's still going to bet this, but Josu will just call with jacks and 10s.
See ya. Seconds. $1.4.
$1.4 million. Josu calling once more. Yoni still feels pretty confident about his hand here, I promise you that much. Well, ace on the river gives Yoni the best hand.
Check.
Josu checks and Yoni with a surely another bet here. Josu could easily have a jack the way this is played, check calling twice. Doesn't really ever have ace X. $6.3 million chips in there.
Check.
Wow, a pretty tight check back from Yoni there. Not sure about that one. Been a lot of 3-betting on this table. He decides not to do that. Yoni though, King 7 of diamonds in the big. He's going to peel and see a flop.
Let's find out.
Heads up. Check.
And Yoni flopping way the better hand on this one. Queen 10, 7, 2 diamonds pair and a flush draw. Jason with ace king gut shot draw. But this is a very wet board. He's going to take a stab though.
1.3.
Yoni
10 seconds.
have a pair with his draw. May go for a check raise here. Put some real big pressure on Jason. Jason isn't going to be c-betting this flop anywhere near 100%, so should have some sort of hand when he bets this flop. But even a lot of those hands can't stand up to too much heat. Yoni definitely has all the 2-pair combos here. There we go. Check raise incoming. I like it. That's 3.9. Setting up for a turn jam if Jason were to call. Jason, of course, having to fold ace king of clubs.
So that means I have to tell my mom to stop watching the stream in half an hour. Turn right off.
Heads up.
King 7, 4. Pair for each of them. Armin may come up betting here. There's lots of weaker hands that can call, and there's some draws out there. Has the 8 of hearts. Does block some of Yoni's continues.
That's 600,000.
600k to bet. Yoni, of course, calling with second pair. And second pair becomes trip 7s.
Check.
$2.2 in there. And we go 2 million. I like it. That's gone big. Armin can't fold for this bet. Armin, well, he's going to lose some more chips here on a lot of rivers, that being one of them potentially. Range now is, well, King X we know will always call the turn, some 7X of course. Some, it's hard to think of draws he can still have. I guess maybe a combo flush and straight draw. Yoni of course does have plenty of bluffs and is going to bet. I like it, pot again, because you're going after King X here. That's the most likely hand Armin has. On the river is King X. I think this king we fold. King 8 with the 8 of hearts. This is, if we have to fold a king sometimes, then this seems like the best one to fold. But he has made the call. And Yoni then up to just short of 50 million. May well now be our tournament chip leader. Certainly the chip leader on this table. Armin down to 24. Eight deuce flop. Santiago in trouble here. Armin flopping trip 8. Ace queen looks pretty strong on this board. Just going to check it on over to Armin. Gonna bet here 3 million in the pot. Santiago won't be going anywhere with ace queen high, especially for 800,000.
Check.
Santiago checks the 9 of diamonds over to Armin, who is of course once again going to be betting. Armin going 1.5 into 4.5. That's really targeting these non-pair hands. I think a bigger sizing would have been better here. Queen on the river, this might hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it's run good. Pretty good.
Check.
Santiago checks once more. $5 million the bet on the river. Well, Santiago, it's one of the better hands to call with. He does do just that. Down to just 8 million. Don't think you can fold that river. Doesn't block any of the double barrels, any diamond combos, straight combos. It looks like ace 4's heading home. Ah, it's Timex. 22nd place finisher.
Game, guys. Yep.
Oh, we have more busting out. It's like... Oh, pretty good flop for the 7-6 there. 6-7-7, busting queens. Philippe Pinto then out in 21st. Really down to our final 20 here. Pinto with mountains of chips. Where those stacks of whites, each worth 10 million. So he must be the tournament chip leader here.
That's up to players. Players all in.
Centurion all in on this flop, and I don't see the action how it's got this far, but Santiago's obviously going to be calling here with King Queen and the spades. There was 3 million in the pot. I'm guessing he's just opened and then open jammed the flop.
6.575?
Correct.
We did miss the opening of this hand. Initially Centurion's open, Santiago peeled, and now it's just
10 seconds.
open jam the flop. I can see why Santiago's a little bit sick. He's up against the nut flush draw here. He's in terrible shape.
I saw you. I saw you called. Ah, yeah. What? It's 1 minute?
You got an extra minute.
6.575, right?
Correct.
The only way he's thinking about folding this is if he's up against the nut flush draw.
So bad at maths.
Obviously against the jack he'd be flipping. $6.5 to win 9.5. Promise you, when that flop came down, you never thought you'd be doing this. Jason opening ace jack clubs on the button. Jose calling with jack 9 of spades in the big blind.
I guess that's good for my image, I guess. Let's go with pocket five. No, they got it on for sure.
Both players flopping a jack on queen jack 4. Jose checks. Jason, I think, will find a bet on this board. Well, he does decide to check it back. You can bet. You've got to bet some jacks. Ace jack seems a pretty good one to bet with. Spade on the turn gives Jose a gut shot and a flush draw. He's going to check it. Jason surely has to bet now. Wow. Checks back again. I don't like that. And now Jose has made a flush on the end. Checks it. Jason definitely going to get a bet out here. And then he's going to get check jammed on. And it's going to be awkward because he has slow played so hard. But his hand looks kind of face up. from Jose. And Jason, yeah, has created his own problem here. I think Jason doesn't have too many hands that are actually going to bet this river. But he does make that call. Alright, some all-in action out on the floor. And it looks like Tony Roberto, who came third in this very event last year for $1 million Canadian, is out in 20th. Centurion opens queens on the button. Santiago's going to jam sevens here from the big blind. It's a pay jump at 17. That's why Santiago left some chips back, but isn't going to bother trying to stall to that far. Still 2 bust outs to go to there. Jack 8-5. There's some extra outs on. Pardon me, no extra outs. Of course, 9 would give queens the highest straight. Doesn't matter anyway. Santiago busts out. And Centurion up to nearly 14 million in chips. So that must mean we're about to watch another bust out. There is Josh Cale in with Queen Jack against John Cayley's pocket 8s. Ace King 9. Okay, he's got a gut shot straight draw. 9 on the turn. 4 on the end. And that is how we have got down to 16 all of a sudden. Well, massagers are unlucky, clearly. So, just like that, we are down to 16 players. Everyone now guaranteed 40,000. And I have been told they are going to end the day there at 16 remaining in the millions North America. So a rather abrupt end to our day 3 coverage. We were supposed to play another 2 levels, but the tournament organisers decided upon ending the day there.